Your dog is following you to the bathroom right now, or they were an hour ago, or they're pressed against your leg as you read this, and part of you thinks it's cute, and part of you wonders, is something wrong with them? The answer is going to surprise you, because what most people assume is clinginess, separation anxiety, or even bad training is actually something far more profound. And once you understand what's really driving this behavior, you'll never look at your dog the same way again. There's a reason your dog follows your every move, a reason rooted in tens of thousands of years of evolution, in brain chemistry, in a bond so deep that scientists are only now beginning to fully understand it. And by the end of this video, you're going to feel it, not just know it, feel it, in a way that will genuinely move you. So don't go anywhere, because what I'm about to share changes everything. Let's start with a moment almost every dog owner has experienced. You get up from the couch. Your dog gets up. You walk to the kitchen. Your dog walks to the kitchen. You sit back down. Your dog sits back down. You wonder if maybe, just maybe, you could go 5 minutes without a shadow. And then your dog looks up at you with those eyes. And somehow, inexplicably, you forget you were ever annoyed. That's not a coincidence. That's biology doing exactly what it was designed to do.
Here is the science. Dogs are one of the only non-human animals on the planet that have evolved specifically to read human social cues, not just respond to them, read them. A landmark study out of the Family Dog Project in Budapest found that dogs follow human gaze, interpret human pointing gestures, and even understand human emotional expressions at a level comparable to human infants. Not wolves, not chimpanzees, dogs. Your dog, the one who just knocked over your water glass but looked so guilty about it you immediately forgave him. What this means is that your dog isn't just near you because you feed them. They're near you because they are wired, at the deepest neurological level, to orient their entire world around you. You are not just their owner. To your dog, you are their environment. You are the thing their brain is constantly processing, tracking, and responding to. But here's where it gets really interesting. When researchers at Asabu University in Japan measured oxytocin levels, that's the bonding hormone, the same one released between mothers and newborns, they found something extraordinary. When dogs and their owners simply gaze into each other's eyes, both the dog's oxytocin and the owner's oxytocin spiked dramatically. The same neurochemical loop that creates mother-infant attachment was firing between species, between you and your dog. That moment when your dog stares at you and your heart does that little thing, that's not sentimentality. That's a genuine hormonal response. You are chemically bonded to each other. So the next time your dog follows you down the hallway at 11 p.m., understand what's actually happening.
They're not being needy. They're expressing the most sophisticated form of interspecies attachment that has ever evolved on this planet. Now, that said, and stay with me here because this part matters, not all following behavior comes from the same place, and knowing the difference is genuinely important. There's what I call devotion following, which is what we've been talking about. Your dog wants to be near you because you're the center of their social world. It's healthy, it's normal, and honestly, it's one of the most beautiful things about living with a dog. Then there's anxiety following, which looks identical on the surface, but feels completely different underneath. An anxious dog isn't following you because they love being with you. They're following you because being away from you triggers a fear response in their nervous system. The difference shows up in the details. A secure, devoted dog will follow you, settle near you, and relax. They might sigh contentedly, they might doze off. Their body is loose. An anxious dog follows you but doesn't settle. They pace, they pant, they can't quite get comfortable no matter how close they are. Their eyes have a different quality, watchful, a little glassy, tracking your every micro movement for signs that you might leave. If you're seeing that second pattern, your dog isn't just attached to you. They're afraid. And that fear deserves attention and gentleness, not frustration. In just a moment, I'll tell you something that will completely change how you approach a dog who's struggling with that anxiety. But first, I want to talk about something that almost no one considers when they think about why their dog won't leave them alone. It's you. Not in a blame the owner way, in a fascinating, deeply human way. Because research shows that dogs don't just follow us, they respond to our stress, to our mood, to the energy we're carrying through the front door after a terrible day at work. A study published in Scientific Reports in 2019 found that dogs actually absorb their owner's long-term stress through a hormone called cortisol, and that this transfer happens most strongly in dogs with the closest bonds to their owners. The dogs who love you most are the most affected by what you're feeling. Think about what that means. Your dog has spent years learning you, learning the way your breathing changes when you're anxious, learning the specific sound of your footsteps when you're sad versus when you're happy. They have built an internal model of you that is more detailed and more emotionally attuned than most humans manage in a lifetime of friendship. And when they sense something is off, when the model doesn't match what they're reading in real time, they come closer because closer is safer. Closer means they can help. Closer means they can do the only thing they know how to do, which is be there. That's what the following is, at its heart. It's your dog saying, in the only language they have, I'm here. Whatever this is, we face it together. I don't know about you, but that gets me every time. Now, here's what this means practically, especially if your dog's following has crossed into genuine anxiety. The worst thing you can do, and this is counterintuitive, so hold on, is to constantly reassure them when they're in that anxious state. When your dog is panting and pacing and pressed against your leg out of fear, and you reach down and say, it's okay, you're fine, in that soft, soothing voice, you are unintentionally confirming that there is something to be afraid of. Your dog reads your reassurance as agreement, as, yes, the thing you're worried about is real. What works instead is something called calm leadership. Not cold, not distant, calm. You move through your home with ease. You don't hover over your dog when they're anxious. You don't make a big production of leaving or returning. You practice short, easy separations so your dog's nervous system learns, gradually, that departure is not disaster, that you always come back, that the world doesn't end when you walk out of the room. And for devotion followers, the ones who trail you simply because they adore you, there's truly nothing to fix. What you can do is enrich their life with puzzle feeders, with training games, with social time, so that their world is full enough that they feel secure exploring it a little on their own. A dog who has enough mental stimulation, enough connection, enough of a sense of their own competence in the world, that dog can settle. Not because they love you less, but because they're not depleted. They're full. Because here's the truth underneath the truth of this whole video. Your dog is not following you because they are broken or badly behaved or insufficiently trained. Your dog is following you because somewhere in the long arc of human history, two very different species found each other and decided, against all evolutionary logic, to build a life together. And in that process, dogs became something unique in the animal kingdom, beings who genuinely, measurably, neurologically need human connection the way we need air. You are not just a person to your dog. You are home. And every time they get up from their spot to follow you down the hallway, what they're really doing is just making sure home hasn't moved too far away. So the next time it happens, the next time you feel that warm little presence appear beside you unbidden and unwavering, maybe instead of wondering what's wrong with them, you take one slow breath and think about what it means that an entire species reshaped itself over millennia for the chance to be near you. That's not clinginess. That's one of the most remarkable things in the natural world. If this video helped you understand your dog a little more deeply, share it with someone who needs to hear it, because every dog deserves an owner who sees them clearly, and every owner deserves to know just how loved they really are.